I can't put my finger on why, but it feels like it has had a lot of noteworthy music to talk about, and it's only halfway through the year. In rock, metal, alternative, indie, it just feels like there's so much coming out on a weekly basis that it's hard to keep up. But it's a good problem to have because a lot of new songs and albums came out this year are great. So I wanted to take a quick informal look at the best of 2023 so far. I have proper year-end lists out in December, but I feel this is a good attempt at the halfway point of the year to talk about some good albums and songs I found while running whatever rocked is. Some days I don't even know what this channel, podcast, and website are, so here's a step back to look at the good. To reiterate, this is not a ranked list like the year-end list videos. This is just a casual discussion about some of the albums and songs I've enjoyed so far this year. The discussion being me talking, and you all replying in the comments either with agreement or upset I didn't include something you wanted me to include. Please subscribe, it does help a ton, and drop a comment with what you've enjoyed so far this year in 2023. You know how this works, let's see what I've enjoyed this year so far. One of the biggest albums so far in 2023 was the return of Foo Fighters after serious personal losses. But Here We Are is a cathartic, frustrated statement proving how a band can deal with grief and keep going forward in the best way possible. This is Foo Fighters music to the core, but much more serious in tone with some of the best writing Dave Grohl and company have ever done. Strongest Foo Fighters album in years. The title track and the opener, Rescued, are great Foo Fighters songs that'll translate well live. Other tracks like The Teacher and The Glass are heartbreaking, but so well composed that it sticks with you both in melody and in meaning. This will for sure go down as one of the best Foo Fighters albums ever, and it's a shame that so many terrible things had to happen for it to be made. Heading to Japan and then through the multiverse, Babymetal came roaring back in an amazing way with the other one, a conceptual album where each track is a different version of Babymetal in a parallel universe or multiverse or whatever, not the point. The album is a blast. The expression and big moments from Babymetal are back, and this might be my favorite album from them. With every single I heard leading up to the other one, I was more and more impressed at how much deeper the songwriting became, the flow of each song, and then I was reminded just how good the comedy band is. I understand Babymetal will never get credit from metal elitists and losers who hate anything different, but for everyone else, the other one is a blast. Periphery returned big with possibly the best album title in their ongoing title gag for Periphery 5, Djent is not a genre. This felt like the band trying to grow through several levels of prog metal Djent core madness, or whatever you want to try and genreify Periphery as. So many good sequences and songs, and so many good songs on the album kept me coming back with curiosity because there is just so much. Spencer still sounds great, and this album proves that he can still belt out those notes. Misha, Mark, and Jake all lay in heavy riffs with djenty solos, but Periphery also plays around with synths and dream pop style through parts of it. This was ambitious and proves that the group doesn't want to fall into any type of rut. Not sure where these ideas come from creatively, but I'm glad they are able to play these bonkers songs out. A lot of people are going to see this video and wonder, why no Metallica? Well, if we're talking thrash, then you need to look into War Remains from Enforced. This is the heavy, fierce, groove-filled thrash that needs to get attention, as opposed to another release from long-time established names. Enforced comes from the East Coast and proves they can melt a face or two with their speed and volume. The guitar work alone throughout War Remains is enough to win people over, shredding for days, along with a strong vocalist who has a raspy bark and growl of a voice that's perfect for this sound. It's that relentless style of thrash that doesn't just coast and get repetitive either. Each track offers something strong, and Enforced is a group that should get more attention for how talented and ferocious they are. Scowl might be one of my favorite new groups who are changing what hardcore can sound like. The EP Psychic Dance Routine is just over 10 minutes long across 5 tracks, and I have to say, it is the best appetizer in making me hungrier for more Scowl. It's as aggressive as it is mesmerizing, and that's hard to describe without hearing the music, but once you hear Psychic Dance Routine, you totally get it. This EP opens up with ferocious hardcore, but then will follow it with a sound straight out of 90s alternative. It all fits, too. This is a group that is making the right noise and has gotten the proper attention with a 10-minute EP, and if anything, it proves that hardcore has room for expansion in this style. Coming from the West Coast, it's a blast. Check it out. Supergroups are still forming within rock and alternative, and even on the indie side, we have boygenius, whose album The Record lived up to the respective band members' hype. Phoebe Bridgers, Julian Baker, Lucy Dacus, all these women have composed a well-written record from beginning to end. Whatever indie cliches you might have, throw them away because boygenius have something great. The Record proves that supergroups can still work. Every person stands out and brings their own contribution that gels with the others, and it's great. When it got to the song Not Strong Enough and hearing Always an Angel, Never a God, I realized that this wasn't just a fun album with friends get together and they try to make extra money from fan bases. This is a legit process, and The Record is worth hearing. Possibly the most discussed album released so far in 2023 through many circles, and there are both supporters and detractors for Take Me Back to Eden. Sleep Token have definitely made a big statement and relying on mysterious posts in order to build buzz. This album fused several genres into a flowing hour-long release that dominated on several platforms thanks in part to a TikTok boost. Make all the jokes you want about TikTok, I know I have, but I am convinced it helped Sleep Token become the next big thing, leading to a sold-out headline tour and filling a 10,000-seat venue in the UK in 10 minutes. I was on the fence until I saw Sleep Token live last year. The album sealed the deal. If you're still unsure, listen to 3 songs, Aquaregia, Vor, Ascensionism, to see what all Sleep Token can do. Now that I've talked about some albums, I also want to point out some great songs I played a lot over the past few months. The Cult of Wolves are still one of my favorite bands out there right now, and it was in 2023 that the group finally came to North America for the first time. Along with sold-out shows in the US and Canada, the band released No Prayer at Midnight off of their part new, part B-side album, and this song is a blast. No Prayer at Midnight is another great jumping-on song for new Powerwolf fans because it perfectly demonstrates the band's sound and ability to have you scream along with the chorus while being an over-the-top power metal blast. It is perfectly descriptive of what Powerwolf should be, and this song gets a lot of replay value right as soon as you hear it. On a surprise post from Notch Loose, the hardcore band released 2 songs in the same video showing a creepy takeover with breakdowns. I know that sounds like a weird way to describe what Notch Loose has done, but once you see the video for Deep in the Willow, Everything is Quiet Now, and you hear both of these songs, you understand perfectly. The drumming is brutal on both tracks, and I love it. And what also I love about these songs is even if on the same video, when you play it through, is that they are distinct from each other. The delivery is strong on both, and hearing the title call out from Brian Garris could cause the dead to rise just in order to headbang. I'm at the point now where anytime Spiritbox puts something out, I instantly get excited for it because the payoff is almost always worth it, and The Void was fantastic while being different than material from the past several years. Spiritbox is continuing to grow in popularity and evolve in sound. The Void is a demonstration of metalcore in a smoother and more rhythmic territory, and that's what I'm all about. Something different than standard metalcore. Spiritbox made something different and good, which metalcore needs. Courtney sounds great, Mike's riffs are solid, The Void is awesome. My favorite song from Avatar in years came out a few months back with The Dirt I'm Buried In. It's currently charting on Billboard's mainstream rock chart, and I feel this is the right pocket for what Avatar is all about. A song with great guitar work that builds and builds, all while that Chester sings his song. I've sang the praises of Avatar for years, both when they are serious and ridiculous. The Dirt I'm Buried In, from the opening guitar riff, just sings in a hook, and you can't get that beat out of your head. This is now one of my favorite Avatar songs, and I hope it grows this ridiculous band's audience. I was familiar with the name Future Palace out of Germany before 2023, but once I heard Malphas, I wanted to jump in head first. Just over 3 minutes with impressive vocals and percussion along with the groove, and it's all seamless how it switches from flowing to heavy. It's how this style should be done. Future Palace is a great example of how to do post-hardcore and use electronic elements properly. The short lyric hooks along with dynamics and volume to keep you listening, and it made me want to hear the song again as soon as the 3 minutes were up. Definitely want to hear more from Future Palace in this style. I hope that 2023 is the year that Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen gets full credit as a standout musician and not just talented son of Eddie. The fleshed out and engaging Another Celebration at the End of the World is a gut-busting sing-along rock track that proves Wolfgang's ability as a songwriter and musician. This track is fleshed out and engaging, and that's what a great rock song should be, along with having an extended bridge and killer solo. Mammoth singing is getting better and better, the whole track goes by in a flash, and this should be the year for Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen that proves to everyone why he's special for his own reasons. Industrial magic from Three Teeth, plus the brilliance of Doom legend Mick Gordon, sign me up. Three Teeth have been one of my favorite industrial bands for the past few years, and Merchant of the Void is dark and sinister in all the best ways. It's heavy and crushing and awesome to hear all at the same time. Three Teeth and Mick Gordon is a match made in heaven. The guitars and synth work are all fantastic, and Alexis has a great voice that carries. He's a fantastic frontman too, and this song makes a dystopian future sound inviting and engaging, which really isn't the meaning, but regardless, I love it and want more. We got a big surprise from Baroness, as not only John and the band leaving the Color album's theme behind, they dropped the first single from the upcoming Stone called Last Word, and it's all the reasons I love Baroness wrapped up into 6 minutes. Everything the band does just shines on this track. Right before the halfway point of this track, you hear a killer solo from Gina, and then the song changes gears, continues, and there's a full minute instrumental at the end, and it's the perfect sample of what you can get from Baroness. The song is fantastic, and you get something new out of every listen. I would be doing a great disservice by not mentioning the new old Linkin Park track, rediscovered and shared out for the 20th anniversary of Meteora. Lost may have been a B-side, indeed not fit to make it to the album proper back in 2003, but somehow it fits perfectly for 2023, and many of us loved hearing Chester again. It only takes one listen to be thrown back into the past with this sound and what Linkin Park was doing at the time. Mr. Hahn and Mike Shinoda's mixing, along with Chester giving it his all, is nostalgic, even if we only heard the song a few months ago. It's still charting also in the Billboard Top 10 mainstream rock songs as I record this, and I think that's because everyone can get behind hearing unheard Chester cuts. I do hope more is uncovered in the future, too. I do want to talk about some things to look forward to in 2023 as well. First, 2 albums that I'm most excited about, Baroness's Stone and Spanish Love Song's No Joy. Both of these I'm hoping are killer, and I'm banking on them being something special. On the United States side of things, there are also some big festivals coming up. DWP has Aftershock and Louder Than Life again. On the East Coast, Blue Ridge Rock Fest is trying to get massive, and in Chicago, they have Riot Fest, which looks like an awesome 3 days. This whole list was nothing that serious, just a way to share out what I thought was great for the first half of 2023. Also, wow, the first half of this year went by fast. That can be a good thing though. I really do feel that we had a lot of notable releases from big names, along with great music from up-and-coming artists. I want to know what all you thought this year had so far, as well as leave a comment listing off what you loved. I'll be checking out the comments on this video, so let everyone know.